Most of you know me as a motorcycle guy, but the reality is motorcycles aren't for everyone. Whether it's the cost, the comfort level, maintenance, or licensing, not everyone's gonna get onto a big bike and twist the throttle. So this got me wondering, can e-bikes scratch that itch a little bit? They're super popular right now and offer real-world practicality and maybe a little bit of that thrill. So today, I'm gonna be talking about the HOVSCO GTRS, a fat tire e-bike with an impressive spec sheet. So watch me ride an e-bike for the first time. The GTRS is built around a 1500 watt peak rear hub motor powered by a 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery. It's got front suspension, fat tires, a multifunction LCD display, and hydraulic disc brakes. Also, it's got pedal assist and a throttle. On paper, it's capable of 28 miles an hour with a range somewhere between 35 and 60 miles, depending on how you ride. That's enough to handle most commutes, errands, and even a bit of adventure. All right, guys, like I said, I've never owned an e-bike, I've never assembled an e-bike, so let's crack this box open and see how easy the assembly process is. All right, so here I got a warranty card, user manual, got a charger here, got some other stuff. We'll go through that during the build. Got the seat here, pretty nicely padded actually, that's great. All right, look at that. Comes pretty well assembled, that's pretty nice. All right, let's get to it. All right, so everything is cleaned up now. This bike was packaged so nicely from the factory, really bomb-proof shipping. There was foam everywhere, stickers everywhere, a lot of zip ties to cut, but it's finally all unpacked. And there's really not that much to assemble. It looks like there's the front tire, a headlight, a seat, a fender, the handlebars need to go on, and the whole frame is assembled, the rear tire's assembled. The only thing that I did since the last cut was I removed these batteries so it's lighter to work on the bike, and the battery's charging so we can go for a ride as soon as we're done this build. So let's get cracking. The first step is gonna be installing the kickstand so the bike can actually stand up without falling over while I work on the rest of the thing. And it uses a little hex wrench that's included, so let's do that. All right, once that's done, make sure to tighten it down nice and firm, and then the kickstand actually deploys like this. So perfect, that is ready. All right, now we're gonna install this front wheel. We're gonna have to remove this bar and then push it through, so let's do that. All right, now the front tire can come in here. Just make sure to line up the brake caliper and get rid of this little anti-shimmy plastic thing, which is packing material. And this would probably be easier with two people, but I am working alone today. Now I can stand the bike up, put the kickstand down, and it should stand on the front wheel, and then I'll tighten everything up. All right, now that that's in, make sure just this little hook is in the hole that you'll see. We're gonna use a 15mm wrench that they're providing to tighten everything up. The next thing is gonna be this front fender, which we're gonna pop on here in a second. Next step is gonna be assembling the handlebars with these clips. So we're gonna undo the screws, we're gonna put the handlebars in, we'll tighten them. I'll do this quickly so you can see, but it's pretty easy. You just make sure it's tightened well so the handlebars don't move when you're riding. Put it in here, put the clamp back in and just lightly tighten them, and then before the final tightening, we're just gonna make sure everything's aligned properly. After all the stuff on the handlebars is screwed down to your liking, we're gonna install this headlight next. So for that, we're gonna remove these screws first, and that's gonna go into these support brackets here. And don't over tighten these screws, just make sure it's enough so the light doesn't move when you're riding. Once everything is tightened down, you see the little red wire connector from the headlight. That's gonna get connected into the dash area here. Next step is gonna be your pedals, and fortunately they're labeled right and left. So just screw them into the correct places and you should be good to go. Just make sure you tighten them down. It's really starting to come together and looking good. So the next step is gonna be to put this rear bracket on, and then the seat goes on top of that, and we should be riding soon. So this looks pretty simple. We're just gonna put this through, and there's gonna be screws that come in each side, and we're gonna make sure to connect the wiring for the rear tail light through here as well. So let's get that done. All right, one of the last steps, we're gonna install this nice padded seat, secure it, and then try to start this thing up and go for a little test ride. To get an idea of size, I'm right around 5'11", 6 feet tall, and this is how I look on this motorcycle. It's got a pretty small wheelbase, so I would say that it's better for riders on the shorter side. So when I pedal, my knees are fairly close to the handlebars, as you can see here. So if you're above 6 feet, it might be a little bit uncomfortable. If you are using the throttle more often than not, it won't make a big deal because your feet aren't going to be pedaling. But if you are doing a lot of pedaling, you might want a bike that's a little longer and taller for your height. All right, guys, now that it's all assembled, let's go for my first e-bike ride. I might look a little bit ridiculous dressed in full motorcycle gear, but like I don't know what to expect. Because if this is going to go 20-something miles an hour, that's pretty fast. So I got gloves on, I got a vest so I'm visible. This thing has headlights, tail lights, turn signal indicators, which is really cool. And yeah, I'm excited to see what it does and just talk about e-bikes and motorcycles a little bit. So let's go. All right, so it's got the Shimano 7-speed gear shifter. It's got this cool display. It shows you your battery life. It's got a, tells you that your headlights are on. So it's got a front headlight down there, rear taillight there. If you double click, it blinks right indicator. If you double click this way, blinks left indicator. And then if you double click again, it cancels that. Cancels that. PAS is your pedal assist. So 0 is, you're just pedaling on your own will. And this is your trip. So let's see, I'll turn the pedal assist to 2 just so I can get going. And yeah, let's do it. All right. I actually haven't ridden a bicycle in a while. I've been so into motorcycles. It's a pedal assist 2 going uphill. It's some work to go here. So gear shifting is super smooth though. Yeah, that's really helpful. Once you get going though with the assist uphill, it's really nice. So if I push it to 3, oh man, you barely have to pedal up this hill. So then we can turn it down to 2, 1, and then downshift before we get to the road. All right. Now I can kind of understand what bicyclists deal with when they're out on the street, because I'm so used to a motorcycle going the speed of traffic. I feel kind of funny on a bicycle. So let's get that assist up. And it's funny, you're hearing me out of breath a little bit, because on the motorcycle, it does all the work. On this, I'm pedaling. So, all right. Got the pedal assist on. Let's just try the throttle and just do that the rest of the time. The fat tires and front suspension soak up bumps better than I expected. Even on gravel or grass, the ride stays comfortable. The saddle is wide and decently padded. It's not a racing seat, but it's okay for longer rides. Build-wise, the bike feels solid, the welds look clean, and the components feel sturdy. Nothing feels rattly or loose, even after a few rough patches of road. I've only had a few rides so far, but battery life has been impressive. On a mix of throttle and pedal assist, I used about half of the battery over 20 miles, and that included hills and frequent stops. For someone looking for a practical commuter or just a car alternative for short trips, this has some real potential. For longer trips, it won't replace a motorcycle, but for short-range, day-to-day stuff, it's efficient, quiet, and surprisingly fun. HOVSCO offers free shipping in the United States, a 2-year warranty, and has over 100 dealers nationwide for test rides and maintenance. That's reassuring, especially if this is your first e-bike and you want support close to home. So let's talk about e-bikes and if they can be an alternative for a motorcycle. I think it really depends kind of what level your speed you're used to. And this kind of compares to the 50cc moped I started on. And this electric bike actually accelerates slightly faster than that, but the top speed on the 50cc was a bit higher, obviously. So I think, if you can't ride a motorcycle for any reason, looking at a high-powered e-bike might be a nice idea because you'll be able to get some of that feeling of acceleration. And again, you're not, putting in too much work when you're riding like this. Like I have the throttle all the way up right now on my left hand. This is that little instrument cluster I was telling you about with the different features. But, riding with the throttle, this is very relaxing. It's slow-paced, obviously, but you get to kind of see the scenery a little bit more when you're riding like this. If you're on a motorcycle, you're zipping by really quickly, so you don't have as much time to view everything. The only thing I don't like about bicycles in general is just how close the cars are here. So really the only thing that this could use, maybe get it aftermarket, is a little mirror on the left side so you can actually see if a car's coming up behind you.
But otherwise, you know, this is kind of a cool alternative. I feel just like laid back, the seat's comfortable. You know, when I'm not pedaling, my knees are in a very nice neutral position, hanging out on the pedals here. And on flat ground, it looks like I'm getting pretty close to 20 miles an hour standard, a little higher even. I'm excited to see what this thing can do on a downhill, because, you know, it might be nice to see what a top speed run would be. And then we'll try it on the way uphill, just to see what kind of a pedal assist and what kind of a pull this thing gets. But yeah, really cool actually, man. This is exciting, because I haven't been on a bicycle in years, and those are all pedal bikes. And you know, seeing these e-bikes everyone's got, it kind of made me curious what it would be like to have one. So this is a nice little option. And what's cool about it is it looks like a little moped with a bench seat and everything. It's got, you know, a little grab bar in the back, and you can tie something to it. If you have a kid, maybe it can fit down there. All right, we're going downhill. Let's see what speed we can get. I'm gonna start pedaling a little bit. Oh man, look at that, 29. Let's see how high we can get this. 30, 32. Look at that. Yeah, it feels weird to be going this fast on a bike, but man, all right, let's try our brakes, because we're gonna have to turn here. 34, woo! All right, brakes are good. Look at that. Brakes are really good. I like that. Wow, that's cool. All right, let me just turn around and make sure we don't get hit here. All right, now we're gonna try to go up this hill, see what it's like with the pedal assist. All right. All right, pedal assist. Oh man, and I'm not doing any work. I can even upshift to 6. Yeah, I'm slowing down a little bit because we're going, and this is a pretty significant uphill. You saw we got to 34 miles an hour on the downhill. This uphill, we're going what, 18? That is pretty cool. I'm about to throttle only. So the throttle only, it works, 16 miles an hour still, but it's definitely helpful to get a little pedaling going. So once I get, you know, double the power here, we're going 18 miles an hour. Uphill? That is cool, man. I like that. Nice, look at that. And then, you know, back on flat ground, we're up in the 20s. So again, I think this could be a really nice, fun bike for people if you're looking for an e-bike. And a lot of this doesn't, you know, it depends on where you are, so check your jurisdiction, obviously. Let me double check my turn signal. That works, look at that. All right, I'll try turning right here. So it really depends on your jurisdiction, but, you know, here, they don't require any sort of special permit to ride this thing. Oh, look at that, I just went over a little piece of log. These fat tires and the suspension really soak up the bumps. So obviously look into your local jurisdiction and see what kind of rules that they require. But I think in general, this is much easier to do licensing than on a motorcycle, because there you need training courses depending where they are, full licensing. If you're in Europe, you need the you know, small engine license first. So, you know, if you're looking for an e-bike, try out this HOVSCO GTR. It's got some really cool style. It's got a nice throttle. These fat tires really feel kind of sturdy. The only kind of negatives I would think of is, depending on your height, it might feel a little small. The smaller wheelbase, while I like it because it's kind of flickable and easily maneuverable, it might be more challenging for some people to get used to it, but you know, it's definitely doable. All right, let's see. So starting from a standstill, a little uphill. Yeah, the throttle kicks in pretty quickly. I like that. So anyways, great first ride. I'm gonna sign off. Let me know in the comments. Do you guys have an e-bike? Do you enjoy e-bikes? I had a great time on this thing, and I'll update you with longer term stuff. But thanks for watching, guys.